3 years later, just as Belle alighted from the rolling ladder that glided along the wall of bookshelves, the bell above the shop door chimed with the arrival of another customer. "Bonjour, monsieur," Belle greeted the cheesemonger. "Back for another?" "Yes," he said. He held up the book he'd carried in with him. "You were right about this one. The swashbuckling pirate was my favorite character." He pantomimed a sword fight. Who knew one could find such fun in a book? Belle tipped her head to the side. Who knew?" she said with a chuckle. "Lucky for you, I just received a new shipment." She lifted a leather-bound tome from the shelf and handed it to him. "If you thought the pirate was a great character, just wait until you meet this sailor marooned on a deserted island." The cheesemonger's eyes lit up. "I can't wait to read it." She walked him to the door, delighting in his joy as he left with his new purchase. She'd witnessed that same look of excited anticipation on the faces of many of the villagers in the years since she'd taken over the bookshop. The same people who'd mocked her for her love of reading and gossiped about her father now cozied up with a good book while enjoying a fire fueled by wood cut with her father's wood chopping machine. Many minds had been changed those past few years, particularly when word of her father's prize-winning invention had spread, and Monsieur René Leprince, an entrepreneur, a new profession, funnily enough, born out of the word adventurer, proposed a partnership. With Monsieur Leprince's resources, Maurice's knack for machinery, and Belle's cleverness, they had formed a formidable team. They traveled to other fairs and looked for new innovations to support. Belle often finding successes in the inventors no one else would take a chance on. After a while, the trio had made a name for themselves. More than once, Belle had suggested she and Maurice move to Paris or Nike, or at least a different village, start a new life for themselves anywhere else. And yet, he could not bear to leave the little cottage, the last place he had seen his beloved wife. So they always returned to the small town. And then, when the local bookseller let Belle know he was intent on retiring, Belle had bought the business and taken it on as a passion project, stocking the shelves with titles she acquired on her travels and ordering new ones. Most of the villagers had come to visit the shop out of curiosity, having learned how famous and beloved Belle and her father were throughout the country. They made conversation, sheepishly at first, and then more earnestly as Belle got to know them and their tastes, and could make book recommendations that lifted their spirits in ways they had not known they needed. Slowly, friendships had been forged, and Belle and Maurice had become pillars of the village. And when Gaston ended up moving away to marry a widowed baroness, one who, if the rumors were true, made him wait on her hand and foot, something he had not anticipated when first presented with the opportunity, what was left of the old tensions eased. Belle no longer sought to move away. She enjoyed the trips to Annecy, Dowsard, and the other places she and her father and Monsieur le Prince visited, attending fairs around France and abroad. But after so many years of longing no break free from this town, Belle had learned to love the idea of having a small, special corner of the world to return to, of having relationships to maintain. Through her parents, her books, and her neighbors, she had found her path onward, the most rewarding journey of all, the journey home. And that's the end of the journey home. I hope you enjoy this. Until next time, guys, keep it real and see you real soon. Keep on wishing.